Let me just how to learn in English. Learn how to speak English effectively and learn how to communicate in English effectively. Okay, let's start. Hi guys, and welcome back to a whole new video. In today's video, as you might have already read from the title, me and you are going to learn how to communicate in English effectively. I think you might have heard this on multiple instances that you need to watch a lot of English movies, sitcoms, everything, Friends. I started watching Friends during my graduation days, like just before like third year, fourth year type of a thing. And I remember that what they used to speak in the in Friends, it used to be so difficult for me to understand because it was very fast, plus it is not the regular, the accent is not the same as what we speak in India. So it is very difficult to understand. So I used to put on subtitles and try to read what they are saying in the subtitles itself. So I would say it's a very fun way to start learning English is to watch sitcoms. There are so many of them. I think The Office, I have not personally watched, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's a really nice show. Friends is something I can absolutely vouch for. It's not only something that I learned good English from, but I think it's also something that I truly enjoy on days when I'm feeling a little low. Friends is like my go-to thing. Okay, the next thing is to read simple storybooks. Now I know when I say, like if I come out here and say that, please start reading. I know it's very difficult, guys, to start reading something. I myself, I was a very avid reader, but eventually life gets in the way. Not an excuse, but reading is something which is very difficult to keep up with, right? So I would not recommend starting with fiction books, like heavy fiction books, because what happens is, first of all, it gets a little heavy on you, plus there is a commitment of completing the book. Then you keep thinking what is going to happen next in the story, which is not the whole purpose of it. Either you can start with simple storybooks, or you can read non-fiction books. I'll leave a few in the description below, which also start with very simple languages and have very powerful lessons, like the Almanac of Naval Ravikant or Atomic Habits. These are two books which are very simply written. So if you read a word, let's say you're going somewhere and you just happen to come, or let's say you hear somebody say a word and you don't know the meaning of it, right? It's very essential to build that attitude of being a little inquisitive, go a little step ahead and see like, oh, but what does that word mean? Can I inculcate that word in my daily communication? You can also listen to a lot of YouTubers. Now this was supposed to be some other tip in the line, but let me just take them all together. So what I would suggest is you can listen, like let's say you follow a beauty influencer who you think speaks really good English. Watch their videos on loop. Try to listen, and even watching someone speak English, that also builds in a lot of confidence. Like if you watch someone speak, like the way they communicate, right, that's very important. Like for example, for me, I know when I'm talking, I make a lot of use of my hands and I feel comfortable doing that, right? But for somebody else, it might be something else. Like it can be different things, but you can observe a lot of people and then find what you are comfortable with doing. So I feel that speaking English, listening, learning, everything is in one place, but when it comes to speaking English, your confidence really plays a major role. So make sure that you are making attempts, like for example, you're making a customer care call. Let's say your AC has broken down and you just want to call the AC service provider and speak to them. Make sure you're making an attempt to speak in English. The customer care executive will speak back in English. Sure that you are practicing in whatever little ways you can, right? Make sure record yourself, record voice notes of yourself speaking in English, and then listen to them later. See if you feel like something is going wrong. And these are the ways in which you can practice. Now, okay, the next thing is something that I discovered only 2 years back is Twitter. Twitter is a very powerful platform if you are following the right kind of people. So I feel like there are a lot of people you can follow on Twitter. You can build and there are such powerful resources. Like there is this thing called thread that people make on Twitter. Like this is a thread of things to do in your 20s or books to read in your 20s. And not only with English, I feel the whole thing with Twitter, if you follow the right people, it is so informative. Like it's as good as doing a whole course altogether. So I would really suggest to get on Twitter and make sure that you follow the right people on Twitter. Having said that, we'll go to the next part. Yeah, listening to audiobooks and songs. Listen to audiobooks, songs. I personally haven't been a big fan of audiobooks, or like songs, yes, like English songs, yes, I do. I'm a big Bollywood freak, but I do listen to a few English songs. But you can try, like, you just need to find what you enjoy doing. For example, if you love watching movies, then watch movies in English. If you love listening to songs, try listening to songs in English. So these are like multiple things that I would say. And now we come to the last 2 tips that I have. One thing is journaling. Journaling is something that helps you vent out your emotions. So I feel like when I'm journaling, I am speaking that out first in my mind and then it comes on paper. Like, today was a blah 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 day. So you are having that dialogue in your head before you say it out on paper. So that communication internally is also important as much as it is important speaking to other people. Okay, so try journaling as a thing. Now these are various things. You don't have to do all of these things. Amongst this, there might be one thing that you really think you can do. Pick that up. Get an online course that would help you add structure to this entire process. So I have personally not done like an English course or anything online, but you can, there are a lot of things I'll try to see if I can figure out and link some below, but it doesn't have to be specific to an English course. For example, I follow this one YouTuber called Saloni Srivastava. I'm sure a lot of you guys might be knowing about her, and she has a course called Hustle Post Academy, which I joined, and there it is a whole community of people who speak to each other, who interact with each other. There are live calls, there are these coffee chats or something like that they have, like it's all online only. And plus the course, the way she speaks in that course, like she's very very fluent in English, and even the whole community, there's a live session interaction that is happening. You can watch the pre-recorded videos of the live session interaction that's happening. So such kind of courses, I'll also leave the link to the HPA course below if you guys would be interested. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it about the video. One very important thing that I would like to say is learning a language. I think I might have already said this in the start, but I'm still going to say it again, is it's not about, you know, sounding fancy or building some accents. It's being able to communicate your point to somebody else and being able to understand what the other person is saying. And I think that's it. That's how you master a language, and there is nothing like, you know, oh so, wow, she's speaking in this accent, it's so cool and all of that. Let's not you know, glorify it like that. Let's keep it simple. Let's stick to the purpose of what a language is meant for. That's it guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, you know what to do. Like, share and subscribe. I think it'll be this side only or this side. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Until then, bye bye.